Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's a big one today. It is Season 11, Episode 7, and we're back for the curtain closer. It is the German Cup final. Bayern Munich, the German champions 2 years in a row, against Borussia Mönchengladbach, the last side before that to win the German Bundesliga. I'm not sure if we've had any success in the Cup before I was here. So let's go back and have a look at the previous winners, or should we even look at the finalists? So the year before we won the Bundesliga, we were runners-up. We're also runners-up in 23 and winners in 2022. But Bayern, again, clearly the dominant force there. 5 trophies in the last 12 years in this competition. So they're certainly the favourites. You'd expect them to win. 14 points between us in the domestic campaign. But there's nothing like a cup final to separate teams. So hopefully we'll be able to go out in form. We've finally had one of those pre-match previews. You know, the ones about you can win the title today, hold a team meeting. You can win a trophy, hold a team meeting for the cup final. We finally got a positive reaction from one. But of course, the main news, as you can see, as we confirmed in the last episode, we have now got a Champions League place. That is wrapped up for next season. A brilliant first season in German football and a return to the elite level. It's exactly what we needed. We had to get into Europe and we've done just that. We'll show you the final results in a moment before heading into this big cup final against Bayern Munich. But before that, a massive thank you to everyone who supported this new stint in the story with Gladbach. If you have missed any of the season so far, you can catch up in the eye above. If you are looking forward to this big cup final, please do put a thumbs up on it. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below. There's daily content on the channel, there's a weekly live stream, and there's loads of other stuff as well. Cricket 19, a stadium review series, there's all sorts. Tomorrow's stadium episode will be the closest one to my heart. I'll be talking about Kenilworth Road, essentially my second home at this point. And of course, we'll be back on Tuesday next week for our regular live stream series. It's great to see so many of you coming along each week, so thank you again. And if you're able to this week, please do pop down and say hello. But let's go and get into this. We'll have a look at the schedule to see how our recent results have been. And to be honest, we ended the season with that tough run we talked about. So the consequence of that is that the results weren't great. We did obviously win Hoffenheim at the end of the last episode. That was the German Cup semi-final. We've of course played them again since and drawn. But we got a brilliant 3-0 win against Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. A Beng and Bittel, 2 of the young stars, with goals just before half-time. And then an early red card in the second half meant we were just able to stroll to victory. Alexander Bittel wrapped it up with a third. A brace for him and a great performance from the boys. And it was followed up by another good one. This one away at Bayer Leverkusen. We were the dominant side here and Bittel gave us the lead with 20 minutes left. Unfortunately, we were then pegged back and Bayer Leverkusen looked like nicking it. But as we went into stoppage time, that man, Olafur Wilhelmsson, stepped up with another one of his thunderbolts from the edge of the box. What a great long finisher he is, and he proved it again there. That was followed by a 1-0 defeat at home to RB Leipzig, thoroughly deserved defeat, and a 2-2 draw away at Hoffenheim. We threw it away from 2-0 up with half an hour gone. Alexander Bittel again amongst the goals, but unfortunately we couldn't hold on and keep that confidence up. But we have talked to the boys today. Both teams have 3 players out injured and we've got a really positive reaction from the dressing room. You can see the massive jump it's had there from good to excellent. The team cohesion's strong, the managerial support's very good, and everything looks like it's coming together off the pitch. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's enough to beat Bayern Munich, who of course are the Bundesliga champions and have been brilliant all season. They're just about favourites for this one, as we go into it with a few players missing and a few players struggling a bit. So we're going to bring Markovic in at left back. This is from our last league game. Jovanovic has had a great few games, but is he better than Nicholas Stark? He is now, so Jovanovic starts. We've got Wilhelmsson and Jimenez in the middle. I think that's fine. I'm keeping Bittel on the left. As you've seen, he's been in remarkable form. And then we've got one gap on the bench there, which is going to be taken up by the left back. No goalkeeper, because I've only got a greyed out player fit. So as a result of all that, this is the 11 we've gone for today. It's Maximiano in goal. Hopefully not a repeat of his antics earlier in the season against Bayern. Markovic and Pereira the fullbacks. Kawakita and Jovanovic at centre-half. Wilhelmsson and Jimenez in midfield. A Beng, Bittel and Vera the attacking 3. With Ed Seekins on his own up front, hoping to get goals at last. He has not been scoring many at the end of the season. None in I don't know how many games. We took at the conversation history. I said to him before the last one, you haven't scored for a while. And I mean a while. It's been at least 6-7 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts in a row without a goal. His last one was against Eintracht Frankfurt on the 13th of April. A 3-game run where he scored in each, and he has not got one since. So it's going to be a tough game today. Bayern Munich, of course, the favourites. There's a little less pressure as a result. I'm taking the German manager approach, the Joachim Löw. I'm not going for the suit because we're too good for that. We're too strong for that. And we're going to hope that in the German Cup final, our style can pull off a result. In we go to it. Let me know in the comments what you think the result will be. We will drop from the positive to the balanced mentality as soon as we get into it. And we'll just see if this young side can do something special. Either way, they've wrapped up Champions League football next year and we can make really big strides. But this game could fast track that slightly and be a massive moment in our career. A first domestic cup would be a special moment. We've won League One with Salford, we've won the Championship with Burnley, but we've never won a cup competition or an elite level competition. So this is where it could all happen. We've gone to a balanced mentality, we've spoken to the lads and asked them to prove a point. We've agreed with Rui Pedro Silva and we've got plenty to play for. Let's have a quick look at the Bayern side because we didn't look at it there on the first screen. It is a pretty good one. A 4-2-3-1. Vidal up front is someone that keeps getting talked about. He's an absolutely brilliant player. Haidara in central midfield as well. He's very good. Joshua Kimmich still there. Nubel still in goal. It's fair to say there's a lot of quality in that side. But we've got quality too. So let's go to the tunnel interview. We'll carry on doing our thing with Kennedy Abeng. We've been indebted to Wilhelmsen. And Vinicius Jr. missing with injury. But they've got plenty of good players. So I wouldn't feel too sorry for them. Into the first half of the German Cup final. Let's see if we can hold on and make it a very special day for these supporters. Corner kick to Bayern Munich. Kimmich into the box. Jovanovic heads away. Of course, signed from Bayern in January, the young wonder kid. It's a good tackle by Bayer, but Vera should get there. As Seekins has picked up a knock up front, we'll have to look at that. He's gone all the way back to Abeng and now Wilhelmsen. Here's Vera. Into the back post. Bittel loses out. Kimmich back to the keeper with a header. No idea why he tried to kick that. He could have picked it up. But Bayer's in at the other end. It seemed to have worked out. And it's just enough of the deflection on it. I think it was the right back Pereira who threw himself in front of the shot. And it just bobbles into the arms of Maximiano. We've got to think about subbing Seekins, but it is his last game for the club, so there's no risk of the injury problems. Here's Wilhelmsen, back to Jovanovic, and we're just starting to get a bit of a foothold here. Out to Abeng on the right. Can he make something happen? Takes on the fullback, beats him into the box, and the shot is absolutely atrocious. It has gone miles wide of the post, and it remains 0-0 with 30 minutes gone. But promising signs on the counter. Free kick to Jovanovic against his former club, 5 to half time. Oh, just over. I didn't realise he was such a good free kick taker. But that could have been a real moment for us. As it stands, we're going into half time 0-0. And although Bayern have had slightly the better of the chances, I don't think we can complain about that at all. We're very much in this game, and we've got a chance with it with 45 gone. That is something we didn't expect at the start. So we're going to leave Seekins another 15 minutes, but let's go and get into this. 50 minutes on the clock. It is Pedro Pereira to Wilhelmsen, and again, Borussia Mönchengladbach coming out here on the front foot. Abeng loses it. Wilhelmsen there. Jimenez in the tackle strong. Vera finds Seekins. He's got a man off him on the left. Bittel's there, but he goes to the overlapping Markovic. Into the box. Abeng's at the back post. Oh, it's a great save. But Seekins in on the rebound. Ed Seekins has given Gladbach the lead. And leaving on the injured man has very much paid off. Ed Seekins, after 6 games without a goal, has scored on the biggest occasion. And maybe he was just saving himself for the big game. What a wonderful moment. Abeng created it with a brilliant header. It was a good save, Nubel. But Ed Seekins there to poach. And Vera gets the ball in the middle as we're on the front foot again. Abeng's taking on the fullback. He's got to the byline. Finds Seekins again. Shots blocked to Bittel. It's 2. What on earth's happening here? Alexander Bittel makes it 2. And with an hour gone, this is turning into a dream for us. 2-0 up against Bayern Munich, the champions of Germany. How on earth has this little spree turned up? I said we looked promising, we looked good on the break. We looked like we were creating chances. I was about to make the sub, but you know my superstition. But it's just come from nowhere, a quick fire double. And we lead 2-0 and Bayern can't get out. It's Jimenez intercepting it high up again. Seekins can't get onto it, but Bayern struggling to get out from the back. They eventually do to Fetz on the right wing. He's got a fullback running up with him in Joshua Kimmich and now Tapiero. On a yellow card finds Fetz. And it's still Bayern Munich on the front foot. The last thing we want is a nervy last 20. We've been excited before. Was it Schalke we threw away a 2-0 lead? Oh, it's the Rabona cross. Vidal heads over. And we nearly cost ourselves one there. 20 to go. Let's get a sub on. It's going to be Castrati first. He's been a key feature for most of the season. Bittel will go up front. Ed Seekins, the injured man, drops out. and Castrati just drops to that support duty, a little bit more solid, a little bit more defensive, will gradually work back as the 20 goes on. Of course, that's the beauty of Jovanovic being in the side. He can play in that holding role. As we give it away from a goal kick, Vidal picks it up, the dangerous striker. Good challenge though. Wilhelmsen finds Vera. Wilhelmsen again, we look really composed here. This is fantastic so far. Pereira into Vera. Back to Wilhelmsen. Good switch to Jimenez. Man over on the left, but he goes right instead. A Beng can't get there, but it falls straight for Wilhelmsen in the centre circle. A Beng. Lovely switch of play. Castrati up, finds Bittel. Could wrap it up here. It falls for Castrati. Cuts it back to Wilhelmsen. Can he hit the long shot? We know he's good at them, but it's blocked away and Bayern counting out. This is turning into an end-to-end match. Not something we want at 2-0 up. Kimmich down the right, finds Fetz. Into the box, chance to shoot. It's a good save. Really good save, Maximiano. Redemption at last against Bayern, and Pedro Pereira hacks it downfield. Just over 10 to go. I'm not sure what else we can do tactically. I want to drop our tempo slightly, but that's been our main threat so far, so I think we're going to leave it for now. Vera's probably been the next worst, so let's get Vera off and bring on someone who can play and hold in midfield. We're going to go for Nicholas Stark, and the reason being, Jovanovic will go into midfield. Stark goes centre-half, Jovanovic in the holding role. He is best as a deep-line playmaker, and we'll just sit him on defend there, just in front of the back four, and hope that that can make a difference for us. We'll still be trying to control possession, we'll still be trying to keep the ball, but we'll have that more rigid defensive shape. Although Bayern have got a corner, which has gone into the box, headed away, and Jimenez has got there first. On the counter down the left, 3 or 4 up with him, but he's gone all the way back to the keeper. There's no real rush for him, but Maximiano, we've had a few scares from there already as he finds a Beng on the right. Can we make it 3? Please, just let us celebrate. A Beng, back to Wilhelmsen. Out wide, overlapping is Pereira. Chance to cross, in is Bittel. It is over. It is Bayern Munich 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 3. And we're about to win our first domestic cup title. What a way to finish the first season in Germany. This is incredible stuff. We never saw this coming in a million years. I think now, with 5 to go, we can protect Kennedy a Beng. We're going to bring on Jolson Fernandez, who deserves the opportunity. He's been a real good player for us this year. Probably won't last much longer. We'll just bring him as a winger on support. I think we'll drop the fullback duties as well. They can be defensive for the last 5. There is no need for us to push forward. But this has been the best performance of the season by far, and what a time to produce it. 3-0 to Gladbach, and we're about to win the German Cup. Who saw this come in the first season? 1 minute of stoppage time left. We haven't even had to time waste. It is over. Borussia Mönchengladbach lift the trophy. There's no suit here, but there's a suit on screen. Beautiful club colours it is. And the boys celebrate a fantastic, emphatic victory against the German champions. And you can see by the stats there, maybe not 3-0, but it was thoroughly deserved. Alexander Bittel continues his brilliant scoring form with a brace, and I have no worries when Seekins leaves last year that he will become a top-class striker. If we can keep Ed Seekins, we'd be delighted. He's picked the right moment to find form again. But what a performance. No real poor-rated players at all. Everyone played their part, and it was a brilliant display. Defensively solid, ruthless in front of goal. And the lads deserve every bit of praise they're going to get going into their summer holidays. Let me know what you think of that performance down in the comments. For me, that has gone far better than I could have possibly imagined. Even in my wildest dreams, I was hoping we could maybe nick a result, a scrappy 1-0, just see them out defensively. But it was better than that. It was stylish. It was an exciting victory, and the fans should be really thrilled with their side. A young team with plenty of potential, and Gladbach could be fun next year. Champions League football, a Bundesliga title challenge hopefully, and lots of great young players. There is so much to be excited about next year. A big transfer special to come on Tuesday, of course. We'll see if our director of football can add any more gold dust to this squad. And probably a bit of Deadwood will be moving out as well. But I'm so looking forward to it after that one. A wonderful display. Kawakita lifts the trophy. The board must be pleased with that. For us, it's 3 trophies in 4 years now, with Burnley's title success and Salford before it. But this one dwarfs them in terms of quality. It is £3.5 million in the coffers. Ed Seekins, only a tiny little knock, played on with a tight hamstring and scored the first goal on our way to glory. And some brilliant performances there. We do owe a lot to the lads. We'll deal with the press conference here today just to see what's said about it. Can we continue to build and challenge for more trophies? That is the plan. That's the reason we've come here. It's a great feeling to win it. It's not as easy as we would have liked. We'll say all the right things. German Players Player of the Year, Wilhelmsen's in with a shout. Very much deserves it. He's not going to Schalke. And that's where we can influence the director of football. We do not want him going. The trophy gives us a platform to build success. Of course it does. And now, as we head into the off-season, we can see what we can start to improve. Of course, we can still go and talk to the board and ask for things. So are there any facilities improvements we'd like? The training facility's superb, youth superb. The junior coaching and youth recruitment just good. So let's see if we can do anything with those. If we go to the networking, we can improve the youth recruitment. And they're happy with that. So let's see if we can make this an ultra good episode. We'd like to keep producing players. Oh, we're not going to get them this time. We are. We fought for it and we got the junior coaching budget as well. And now let's go for the training facilities. Can we make them state of the art? I don't think we're going to get away with this one, to be honest. This is the hardest one to do. We don't get that. But 2 out of 3 is not bad. We've got to develop players using the youth system. And we have got to continue to qualify for Europe, which we have succeeded in our first year, but not the Europa League, the Champions League. That is going to be fun next year. For the first time in a series, we'll be playing European football, and it's in the elite competition. So let's quickly finish on the squad screen so you can see the stars of the season, who have been the key appearers for the club. Of course, quite a few of these lads joined in January, so we don't want to rank too many of them down. Are there any out unavailable at the moment? Just a couple of backup players. So not many appearances across the board. Pedro Pereira at right back actually made the most. Seekins just behind. Abeng, Jimenez, Vera, Wilhelmsen. I mean, that attacking 5 barely changed all season. Just the left winger that changed in January. In terms of goals, Alexander Bittel, 12 goals after joining in January, largely playing off the left wing as well. Seekins got 19 for the year, and both of them scored key goals in the final. Abeng with 9, a brilliant young star. Vera and Wilhelmsen contributing 2, and plenty of others with a couple apiece. And then assists, Kennedy Abeng is the standout. 15 assists for him. What a brilliant young player he is. He's still improving, he's still getting better. And at just 21, he's going to be a star for this club in years to come. We've got Wilhelmsen who's wanted. We have to pray the director of football keeps him. He can't be unhappy now because we've got to the Champions League. And I just have to hope he stays with us. He's so key to what we want to achieve. Markovic up there above 5 as well. He deserves a special mention. But let's look at the star rating. Wilhelmsen miles out in front. Bittel, Abeng, Seekins, Kawakita and Markovic, the regulars above a 7. All of those deserve special praise as well. And all of the squad, they've contributed when they needed to. And they've all played their part in a brilliant season for the club. The odd bad day at the office, the odd frustrating day where we weren't clinical. But the German Cup victory is a massive step for us in our career. And Champions League football is going to revolutionise our chances. Our reputation is nearly 4-star. So who knows, we might even have a big job offer this summer. But I'm very happy to stay at Gladbach and I'll probably give it 1 more year. But if you did enjoy that episode and performance as much as me, I mean, what a time to produce it. Please do put a thumbs up on the video. It does make such a difference and I do appreciate it so much. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the performance, who you think the director of football will sell and keep this summer, and do you think he'll be improving in certain areas? If so, have a guess where. To make sure you don't miss any of the content on the channel, please subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily episodes released from FM20, including our transfer special from this one, which is coming up on Tuesday. We've got Dorking Wanderers in the meantime, as we started a new season yesterday in that one. One of the biggest transfer specials we've ever had on the channel. And tomorrow, probably the closest stadium review to my heart. It's Luton Town, Kenilworth Road, a ground I've visited hundreds of times. So I'd love to get your thoughts on that, particularly if you've been as an away fan. I'd really like to know how your experience compares. And finally, from this channel, of course, we'll be back on Tuesday with our live stream series. The Burnley club we left last year in the head coach. We've continued with the Youth Academy Challenge. Every Tuesday, 10 AM. Thank you so much to everyone who's popped along so far. And if you can in future, it would be absolutely brilliant. We've got a lovely community and it's great to hang out and just have a chat. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times recently too, but if you haven't yet, please do check out the podcast channel in the eye above. It's really taken off the last few weeks. We've been lucky to interview loads of pros, current and past, from the game. And we've got a few topical podcasts that have gone down really well as well. So thank you so much to everyone who's popped over. I've seen quite a few of you go and subscribe. And thank you for your continued support with both. It really is a fantastic time for me. So thank you so much for your support. And hopefully I'll see you next time for a big episode with Gladbach. Will we get any job offers to tempt us away? Or will we just be looking forward to the big transfer special? The director of football's in charge of the next one. Let's see if he produces the goods.